What's up, everybody? It's your boy Jay Mitch, also known as Langston Shakur on the book. As you can see, I'm ready for football season. Let's go Steelers. You know what I'm saying? My boy AB. But anyway, speaking of football, I want to talk about the brother Colin Kaepernick, you know, quarterback for the San Francisco 49ers. And a couple weeks ago, he decided to peacefully protest all of the police brutality and the injustices that are going on in the United States of America towards people of African descent and other people of colors, also known as minorities. And I thank him for that because it has really, bring to light, some things that need to be talked about, some things that need to be fixed. A lot of people said that they respect his right to do what he did. Um, the things that he's talking about do need to be addressed, but they don't like how he went about it. They feel that he disrespected the country who gives him the right to say, do what he did. My thing is when the people who don't have a voice, who don't have the money that everybody likes to bring up that he's making in this country, um, when they say that they are being oppressed and they're not being treated fairly, no one listens. Until the point that, they feel like the only way to be heard is to riot and tear shit up. And then they're told that that's the wrong way to go about it. So when the brother sits down and peacefully protests it, he gets told that's the wrong way to go about it. So I commend him and I thank him for doing what he did because, if he would have just held a press conference or donated some money, nobody would be talking about it, and things would still be going on. So I thank him for that, and I also like to stand with him by sitting and doing a poem that was inspired by all this that I entitle "I Pledge My Allegiance," and hopefully it'll bring some understanding to all those people who feel like he went about it the wrong way and feels like he should show respect to a country that has shown the people that he's speaking up for no respect. I find it truly egregious that you feel I should pledge my allegiance to a country that has shown me absolutely none. Because if it is metaphorically speaking my mother and its citizens my brother, I must be Cinderfella because I damn sure feel like the unwanted stepson. You see, my ancestors were forced to cook and clean, to construct and build up this country without ever being paid a thing. They were conditioned to think that they could never be anything more than a slave, then led to believe that they could actually be saved by a man who supposedly conquered the grave. Yet today, their descendants remain fundamentally enslaved. They were denied an education, and after what seemed to be a hopeless and an unavailing fight for liberation, they were set free and released into a nation that hates them, with no resources or information of how to survive, let alone thrive in a system that was designed to rape them and break them. And that's why we have yet to receive any reparations. They were whipped in public, and some were even mutilated. They were humiliated and emasculated. They were taught to hate themselves while the entire time their culture was being appropriated, and even today everything about them is emulated. They went from being denied an education to being miseducated. They were taught that violent criminals were freedom fighters, and then their grandchildren were taught that those same thugs were patriots. This country claims that every man is created equal and has the right to defend himself. Yet when the ancestors fought for their freedom, they were beaten and killed. And when their great-great-grandchildren peacefully protested the oppression of segregation, they were beaten and thrown in jail. And today, their great-great-great-great-great-great-grandchildren are beaten and murdered on film by the same police officers that are sworn to protect and serve them. Except for we must have all forgot that the Supreme Court once told a free black man by the name of Dred Scott that the Negro has no rights that the white man is bound to respect, which gave Willie Lynch and Jim Crow the okay to put a noose around a nigger's neck and let him hang from a tree. where all the blacks can see and be reminded of what happens if they step out of line. But in 2016, the noose is a 9, and you can literally watch a brother be shot in the spine multiple times and then hear the actual citizens of this country defend the killer by saying the shooting is justified. And when you express that you have a problem with all that is going on, they tell you that you should leave the only home that you have ever known, which is something that a true citizen would never be told to do, which is why I'll never pledge my allegiance, but I will salute you.